Yo, what's good, y'all? It's Latrell, and today's the day, man. I got this phone October 6th, today's November 20th, and it's finally time for me to give y'all my consumer review on the Pixel 5 after having it for over a month now. I've been using this phone a lot over the last month, and I got my thoughts about this thing. It's gonna be an interesting video, most definitely. That's all I gotta say. Now, after using this S20 FE after a few days, the OnePlus Nord and the Pixel 4a, I'm gonna go and tell y'all what it's like using this thing. But before we hop into this review, I gotta say real quick, shout out to Google for sending this out to me because I am on Team Pixel, so they did send this to me, and they sent that 4A over to me like a little bit ago. But you're gonna see here in a minute, just because a company sends me a device for free or even sponsors a video, that's not gonna alter what I tell you about how I feel about the device. Now, if you want to go and pick up this phone, I'll go and drop a link in the description so you can go and pick this up. But the regular price for this is going to run you about $700. So it's cheaper than most flagships, but there's a reason for that. So check out the specs right here on the right side of the screen. So with this Pixel 5, we're not getting a flagship processor like a Snapdragon 865 or anything. We're getting like high-end, mid-range specs on here. So that's why it's cheaper than usual. But we'll still talk about that price in a minute, why I got conflicted feelings with it. And if you want to go and check out my unboxing on this Pixel 5 with the case and the Pixel Buds, links down below or the annotation above. And lastly, I got to give a shout out to my dude Zach Talks Tech because he said that this new pool table cloth is basically a cheat code for thumbnails and B-roll, which, I mean, he ain't lying. But anyways, let's just go and get into this Pixel 5 consumer review. But the first thing we gotta talk about with this phone, since of course this is a Pixel, the camera's on here. So for years now, we've always known Google as the camera people. Like, we always known them for making phones that was always dedicated with the camera. And as usual, I'm not disappointed with the camera on here. Like, honestly, I'm really impressed with the camera on here. And I'm not just talking about the rear cameras on here, I'm also talking about the front camera. And when I use the camera on Instagram, for example, and maybe even Snapchat. They finally upgraded the hardware on here, so bravo Google, thank you for that. We finally got an ultra wide and we also got a telephoto camera on here. So it's not just telephoto because we don't need ultra wide. Anyways, to give you a better perspective of these cameras on here, I'm going to go and show you some camera sample tests. So go and check this out right here. So this is gonna be 4K at 60 on the Google Pixel 5. I'm just chilling here in my park, but let me know in the comments below, how do I sound and how do I look on this thing? We can go ahead and choose 2x zoom on here. Just zoom in on this Snap-on headquarters building over here, and it looks decent. In my opinion, I really like the video quality on here. Google really upped their game on the Pixel 5. I thought I'd go ahead and get some quick close-up shots of this park equipment here. So as you can see there, it's catching its focus pretty well. If I go ahead and get closer to this, yep, locks on pretty good, so I'm satisfied with that. And you can see here, we got all this over here. Yep, that looks pretty crispy to me. And then here's the Pixel 5 in normal lighting with the door closed and it being dark. So over by this light over here looks decent. Again, this is just like regular lighting. But then we get into more of the dark scenes over here, and as you can see here, it kind of struggles. You can't really see that much, but I guess that's the same thing with all cameras. But again, still, I keep doing this, so that means they need to improve this. Also, it's like 20 degrees here, so like if I could get some lights on this, I appreciate it because I'm freezing right now. And excuse it here, like I just woke up, so give me a break, man. And this is gonna be me using a front-facing camera on the Google Pixel 5. So again, I'm just still in my park over here, but like just looking at the viewfinder right here, it looks decent for me. Again, I don't really know what the sound sounds like, but let me know in the comments below, what is it like? So to be completely honest, I really don't have any complaints about the camera on here. Like, we have the ultra wide on here finally because Google finally just gave up that myth that we don't need ultra wide. We got that telephoto like we did always. They upgraded the camera quality by a lot. Like, let me tell you about that real quick. So Google finally stopped relying on just the software and they finally got down to the hardware on their cameras. And I gotta say, the video quality really shows for that because the video quality on here is amazing. I picked up this phone and when I was in that embargo, I really wanted to show y'all the video quality on here, but I couldn't because, like I said, I was in an embargo. And man, when I pulled up that camera here for the first time and pulled up that video with the 4K at 60, I could not believe it because these Pixel cameras here with the video quality never really impressed me like that. But now on here, I'm definitely impressed. Like it's up there with the Galaxies and the iPhones and stuff like that now. And that's what I genuinely believe. The camera quality on here is amazing. I gotta say, it's better than the Pixel 4a, of course. It better be for a $700 phone, but still, I gotta say, I love the video quality on here. If you're a YouTuber, you're gonna love this. If you just take videos for anything, you're gonna love this. Same thing with the front camera. I also love the front camera on here. Like it takes good selfies and everything. I got no complaints about that. Next up is the software and the performance. So right out the box, we're getting Android 11 with the November security patch right now. And we're getting a Snapdragon 765G with 8 gigs of RAM. So like that's definitely not no top tier flagship specs like I was just talking about earlier. But it still runs pretty well on here. Like I know some people are saying that they had lag on their Pixel 5, but for me, I ain't really had that problem. I did with my 4a, but not with my 5. So I did a Fortnite gameplay test on this. If you want to go and check that out, go and check out the link in the description or the annotation above. But it didn't run bad on here. It ran decently. So like I was saying with this Galaxy S20 FE, that has a flagship processor, but when you're scrolling through Facebook and Instagram and watching YouTube videos and things like that, you really don't notice the difference between these two. But when you notice it is when you get into more intense things like gaming. That's when you notice the limited performance on here. So like I said, when you're doing everyday things, you don't really notice that. Even if I have like 1,000,000,001 windows open, I don't have any issues with that. And then for the software, we're running Android 11 with that November security patch right here. So it's actually November right now. And like, are we really surprised? Like this is Google. They make Android and they make these Pixel phones. So they're going to give us the best of the best. Like the sensor performance been running really well for me. I like the features on here like the car crash detection, even though I'm not logged in right now. And just other things like that. Like the 90 Hertz on here makes it feel really smooth and fluid. So no issues with that. And it's just already, even with that off, there's no issues with that. Also, I want to do a dedicated video on this, but when you have this Pixel 5 here, it has this feature called Hold For Me. So I'm pretty sure you heard about that, where Google Assistant will hold the phone for you, like if you're talking to your bank. So literally I just click on Hold For Me and then I hit start and then there you go. So like if you're put on hold by some representative, now you could just press that and then they'll tell them once they get back on the phone that you were on hold and then they'll get you. Also, I gotta say the emojis on here still suck. So they updated the emojis on here, that's part of the software, but I just don't like it. That's one of the reasons why I can't upgrade to a Pixel. That's just terrible in my opinion. So like just look at the Galaxy S20 FE right here. You can definitely see that these emojis on here look way better than the Pixel emojis. I mean, it's kind of debatable for some people, but for me, there's no debate. Like the Galaxy emojis are just way better. One thing that this Pixel 4a doesn't have is the face unlock. Google, why is it still a thing? That's really annoying me. I had this complaint with the Pixel 4a and it's still not a thing on here yet. If I go into my screen lock settings, as you can see here, it don't need to be secure. I just want the face unlock, okay? Just give me the face unlock, please. I would really appreciate that. But yeah, still no face unlock on here. I really hate that. Yo, what's good, y'all? I'm back here again with the trusty old mirror, but I'm gonna go and show you the fingerprint scanner on the Pixel 4a. So watch how quick this is. Let's go and do this now. And it's like dumb quick. That's my thing about the Pixel 5. I love the fingerprint scanner on here. There's no issues on here. It works every time. Like I like it on the back somewhat. Sometimes there's an issue, but I do like it on here. That's cool, and it works every single time. So great. Now it's gonna try this up against the Pixel 4a, and yeah, so the Pixel 5 beat it. Cool. But yeah, overall, I gotta say, I love the fingerprint scanner on here. You ain't gonna have no issues on your Pixel 5 because there's no face unlock. Come on, Google. Next up is the battery life on our Pixel 5. So the battery life on here it's been decent for me. I'm not gonna say that's been crazy, but it's decent. So I heard a lot of people saying that the battery life's been really good on here, and I'm not gonna knock them for that. The battery life on here is decent, but it's nothing extraordinary. So I'm coming from a Galaxy Fold, so I already have high expectations. So the battery should last you throughout the day. So I just do normal things like scrolling through Twitter and Facebook and watching YouTube videos. Like I'm not really doing anything too crazy. So yeah, there you go for the battery life on the Pixel 5. Next up is the build quality. So the Pixel 5, oh yeah, so I love the build quality of this Pixel 5. It feels nice and smooth, and on the back here, this is all metal except for like a piece around here where it lets you wireless charge your phone. But even looking here on my S20 FE, as you can see here, this is all plastic besides the camera. So I don't know if they call that glassic steel or what, but the Pixel 5 definitely feels better in like even the overall design, in my opinion. It looks better than the S20 FE, and I'm the Samsung dude. I don't know about you, but that's just personal preference, and I like the build quality and look on here better because it's just cleaner, but I like the color on here better. So they have a green color, but yeah, in my opinion, I wasn't really feeling it. And this was like the first green phone that I actually liked. So good job on that, Google, I guess. As for the screen itself, like I haven't really had as many issues with scratching the screen like I did with my 4A. Like that was just like a train wreck. Like trust me, that was a mess. As for the charging speeds on here, they've been dumb fast. So you get an 18-watt fast charger right out the box, and you can actually go and wireless charge this up to 12 watts. So I ain't had no issues with that. So yeah, charging speeds on here, there we go. They're up there with the S20 FE, if not faster. And lastly, I just want to make sure I cover the rest of the new features on here. So with the Pixel 5, you actually get a bunch of cool features on here. So you have the reverse wireless charging, finally. This is something the S20 FE and the Pixel 5 has. But if I hit battery share here in the quick settings, I'll go and turn that around real quick. And you'll see here, now it's charging my S20 FE. And it's wireless charging. It's not fast wireless charging. It's just charging. Also, you have water resistance on here. So it's IP68 water resistance. That's a go. And even with that wireless power share, you can use it down to 10%. And when you plug in your phone, it turns on automatically. So it's automatically a wireless charger. So that's a genius idea. You have no headphone jack on here, as usual. So you just got to use your Pixel Buds or whatever. We also got 5G on here. So I don't know how you feel about 5G, but it's nice to see it here on the Pixel 5. So I have the T-Mobile 5G, the wider spectrum. So I'm liking it on here. I've always been a fan of 5G, so it's nice to see it here on the Pixel 5. And lastly, there's no Pixel Neural Core chip in here. So pretty much since the Pixel 2, we had that chip in there, but now they ditched it in the 5. So basically how that worked was, if you took a picture with that chip in there, it would process your pictures faster, as you can see here. It's still processing, but there you go. So you see how quick that process, right? Like who cares that you have to wait an additional 0.1 seconds for your picture to process? Like, again, I don't really see the big deal, but people are just making it seem like it's the end of the world or something. But that's where I'm going to go and cut it, y'all. So I will be comparing these two and whatever in another video, but I'm not doing that today. So if you want to go and see that, go and subscribe and hit the notification bell. But thanks for watching. If you like this video, go and give this video a like. And if you really liked it, go and subscribe. But go and follow me on my social media at Tech on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, but Instagram and Twitter is the most active. So the final verdict, can you give this a Jennings stamp of approval, aka do you recommend it for $700? And in my opinion, no. That's a hard choice, but no, I can't recommend it for $700. Honestly, with phones out here like this, no, I can't do that. Like the S20 FE has a lot more going for it than I think with this Pixel 5. So like, I feel like it's overpriced right now. Maybe if they drop the price and like if you're a Pixel fan, like yeah, maybe it's worth it for you then, but for anybody else, not really. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a good phone, and Google, you did really make a good phone here, but Google, you gotta drop the price on this. So like, if you find it on sale, then maybe you can get it. And I'm not saying I don't recommend this phone at all, I'm just saying I don't recommend it for the price. So like with this S20 FE here, this also costs $700, and like you have like more going for it with this whole Galaxy experience. Again, if you get Pixels all the time in the first place, then sure, you can go and pick up this Pixel 5. Like, it's a great phone, like I'm not really knocking it too much. But yeah, anyways, you got my point. So thanks for watching. Now see you on the next one, and peace out.